Oh hi, Cardboard Silver. I see you've broken into my password-protected PC despite the fact that you can neither type nor open a laptop.
Well, I'm trying to start a YouTube channel, but I'm not too sure how to get viewers.
Well, you've come to the right person.
I didn't come to you.
See, in today's world, even brainless two-dimensional cardboard people can become popular.
Hey!
Oh no, I was talking about myself.
Oh, so what do I need to do?
Well, you could go into a rough part of town, steal some guy's wallet, and when he tries to shoot you dead, call it a prank, then upload it to the internet calling it prank gone wrong, almost shot in the hood, must see 2015 or it's actually 2016 now. I keep doing that.
Anything less illegal?
Well, you could also find a viral video, record yourself watching it, and people will come to see it just to see the viral video part, but the fact that you're staring at it with your cardboard non-expression face will bring so much to it that you can consider it your content.
Maybe something that doesn't include stealing people's content? Or again, something less illegal?
Well, there's one other thing I guess you could do, but it requires thought.
Yeah?
Take one of the greatest games in history, say Ocarina of Time, make a video of you pointing out everything wrong with it without actually pointing out the good things, making people forget about them, then call it Is Ocarina of Time the worst Zelda game? People will be infuriated at the title, forcing them to watch it, but if your video is done correctly, you'll convert millions of gamers to your religion, and cause dismay and anger to those who are too loyal to abandon the game.
Why would I want to do any of that?
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a trend. A small one, but still, don't ignore the small things. That's how people accidentally step on Legos and get hospitalized. People questioning just how good classic games really are is both getting a lot of views and at the same time being kind of a smart topic. This can upset a lot of people who like those games. Normally it's the topic or the title of the video that draws in the viewer, but not because everyone wants to know, is Ocarina of Time really the worst Zelda game? No, I don't think that's really much of a question. But because the title upsets them enough to watch and see how someone could possibly think such insanities and yet still call themselves human. Now, Ocarina of Time is just an example. I don't think anyone has ever made a video like that, but you get the picture. Now, this is not bad to make videos like this. On the contrary, it's actually good to question what we take for granted, and most people who do make videos like this have good points. But since in those videos, they try to convince you of their point, that a good game really isn't as good, they often fail to remind us the game's good aspects, and that's what bugs me. Some people will watch one of those videos and think, yeah, without these issues it must not have been a very good game at all, and they forget why it was considered to be good to begin with. Reviewers and ranters need to point out both the good and the bad. If you're reviewing a game that everybody thinks is terrible, you still need to say if there's something good about it, and vice versa, even if it doesn't seem necessary. I guess what bugs me is that most people who are doing these kind of videos aren't even doing them because they have good points to make. Some of them just see that this kind of video is getting popular, and so they go and try to find games that are really good or known to be good, and then they just sit there and think of reasons why they might not be as good, and in turn, there's being a lot of negativity brought to the internet when it really doesn't need to be. What's a good game? Oh, here's one. This game sucks.
Well, that's just how the internet is. And plus, it really isn't a huge trend either. It's just another small internet thing, so nothing to get too upset about.
But they're making my favorite games look like poo-poo. We shall combat them.
Okay, how?
By doing the exact opposite.
Based on the title of this video, I assume you're gonna see if the not-so-well-loved Super Mario Sunshine is better than people thought?
Well, I was gonna point out maybe The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is the best of the Sonic cartoons, but nah, that works. Super Mario Sunshine. This game is another one of those super cool, awesome looking fun fests that didn't really go over as well as most installments in its series. Remember Sonic Unleashed? Super cool looking, great graphics, awesome music, and half awesome gameplay, but overall not so great with the Werehog missions. How about Star Fox Assault? Cool story, best music, huge freedom, and best multiplayer, but not super good as a whole. Super Mario Sunshine is kinda the same way for many people. Exciting tropical themes, some of the best music in Mario history, an awesome water jetpack gimmick, and tons of content, but overall just not quite as well designed as most Mario games. Just like Sonic Unleashed and Star Fox Assault, I love this game a ton despite its reputation. But is this game really possibly the least of Mario's 3D games? Let's dive right in and find out. I just said dive in without even realizing this game has a water theme. Okay, why aren't you laughing? The game starts with Mario and pals on a plane watching an infomercial. And what is this?
We're so pleased to welcome you to our beautiful home.
Talking in a Mario? Yeah. These guys are really weird. So they land on Isle Delfino to take a vacation, but they are greeted by an odd, colorful goo that actually looks really delicious. It's like ice cream when you mix two flavors and just let it melt a bit. Best Mario game. Best Mario. The enemy is ice cream. How is that not awesome? So Toadsworth and Mario try to think of a good course of action to get rid of the goo. For some reason they have to get rid of it. That's them deciding. As you can see, they aren't getting too far, as, well, they forgot to talk. So Mario finds this thing called Flood, who stares at Mario's pelvic area very oddly. Mario ends up stealing the thing, which really bugs this guy, and uses it to get rid of the ice cream, which had a plant in it. And a man covered in ice cream. I'd clean him off, but then there wouldn't be a man covered in ice cream. You also get this shiny thing, and even though we have no idea what it is yet, it's a shiny thing, so Mario really likes it. But there's no time to celebrate, as the local police come and put Mario in jail. Yes, for the very few amount of people in the Mario series who talk, they don't really explain much. So then Mario goes to court, which is filled with the derpiest sounding people in the history of law enforcement.
The accused is charged with polluting our beautiful home.
So Mario must clean the entire island in order to be freed. Oh dear, we have to be in this tropical paradise forever. This is just the most terrible predicament. So this is Mario Sunshine. You're always in a bright, sunny, water-filled world, and the music is always catchy. The whole time you play through this game, you'll have a happy-go-lucky feeling, and with the lighting, the water, the wavy heat effects in the background, plus the tropical design of everything in this game, it gives it such a unique and easygoing feel. And to top it all off, Yoshi! Yes, just Yoshi, because Yoshi makes everything better. He's pretty fun in this game. He can do this fun floaty thing. Flutter kick, that's what, sorry. I'm sorry, I forgot that. And he can, oh my gosh, Yoshi. Yoshi, what have you been eating? No, not on the people. The people must be spared. Stop eating. No, seriously, just stop. Why are you still eating? No, for real, why are you still doing this, Yoshi? The worlds that you can go to are very, well, varied as well. You got a hotel, a harbor, and even an amusement park, and yes, I think that sounds very fun. Yoshi? Yoshi? What have they done to you, Yoshi? This is animal cruelty. Look at those dead eyes. Oh, I don't like this theme park. No, I'm leaving. Goodbye. I bring news. The Yoshi abuse has become worse than we thought. We must strike back. Yes, but how? We will cause panic by showing that their law enforcement is weak. Acid vomit to the face! Run, Yoshi, run! I mean, jump. Jump, why can't you jump? And oh god, just jump. Oh crud. Honestly, the maps in this game aren't super fantastic compared to other Mario games. I mean, they're all unique, but there aren't as many, and one or two of them aren't very exciting. See? Mario fell asleep, because he's bored of this one. That being said, the other maps, besides like maybe two that aren't that great, are super fun and really big. In my opinion, the amount of fun you can have with some of them kind of cancels out the two underwhelming courses. As you play through the game, you unlock various attachments for Flood, which make going back to some of the courses really fun, and allow you to reach new heights. And the heights in this game can get pretty darn high. And now Mario will attempt the world record for high diving. Now, it's time for me to warn you of the spoilers, so spoiler attack. This game's ending is really not that great. Bowser talks to Bowser Jr. I don't really think it matters what they're talking about, but rather that they are talking to each other and it's pretty cringy.
I've got something to tell you about Princess Peach.
I know, she's not really my mama.
Okay, maybe it does matter a bit. What, you told him Peach was his mom? I mean, I know he's young, but how did you... Okay, I mean, how did... Okay, sure. Well, glad you came clean, Bowser. You're a good dad. Heartfelt moments and stuff. Oh, and Flood dies, but then Flood doesn't die. So that's pretty emotional. And everybody lives happily ever after, even though Mario is still forced to clean the place, and this game is darn near impossible to beat, so he's pretty much never leaving. I suppose this is one of the reasons why this game is less loved. I mean, the story is kinda eh. But I'm talking more about how hard it is to finish. The difficulty for direct missions isn't too difficult when they tell you what to do. I mean, I could finish them, so that kinda says that they're not too hard at all. But then the last shine sprites you get by finding 30 hidden coins in each world, and they are hidden way too well. Some are just placed in hard-to-find places, but then some of them only appear if you do the randomest things like spraying a sign with your flood. So yeah, pretty much watch a playthrough or just spray everything. Everything! The other reason this game is less loved is most likely because of the level design. The levels seem less platforming based than the other Mario games, and one or two of them aren't very big or exciting. But when it really comes down to it, the level design wasn't supposed to be the same. The main point of the game was to use this flood jetpack thing, and the levels are changed to fit that. It may not be the same, but for me it's just about as fun, and kinda fits what you're supposed to be doing with the jetpack. Plus, the controls are super loose, yet responsive. There's plenty of content, and as said before, the presentation is just top-notch in terms of graphics and musical style. One thing that I should point out too is something that most reviewers don't really talk about much, and that's how much fun you can have with the game just by doing your own thing. You can spend hours jumping around the hub worlds or messing around with the Piantas or just trying to climb trees. There's so much fun to be had with this game aside from what you're supposed to be doing. And to be honest, very few other Mario games has been that fun in that aspect. Mario Galaxy came close, or maybe it's pretty even. The Comet Observatory was a blast to mess around in, and some levels that took place in just one planet were extremely fun as well. But it had fewer levels like that, fewer levels that you could just run around, jump and swim or dive or just have fun without really doing the main quest. This game feels like every level was aimed more towards having a good time rather than focusing on the main plot. Kind of like a vacation, and although that may be where it's lacking in the main missions, it's also where most of the fun can be had, and that's why it's my favorite GameCube game. It really is kinda symbolic because it feels like a vacation or resort to get away from the other core Mario games. A game that you can just relax with.
I don't know if that makes the game sound much better than people think it is.
No, not really, but I'm not gonna lie and tell people it's the best Mario game or anything like that. I mean, I think it's underrated, but whether you think a bad game is underrated or a good game is overrated, it's not really mine or anyone else's place to say if people should think the same way. As reviewers, we need to say the good and the bad about all games, and even let people know our opinion, but that shouldn't decide whether or not the viewers like the game or dislike it. Whether you like the game or not can only be based on each person's personal experience with it. I don't want people to watch this video and say, well, Mario Sunshine must be underrated. I want them to go out and try it for themselves, and decide from their experience with it. Use reviews and videos as a guide of what to look out for, but decide for yourself. If you see a YouTuber or reviewer say a game wasn't as good as we once thought, hear them out. They make some good points, but don't take what they say as what you should think as well. Because we can argue all we want about whether or not a game is good or bad, but in the end, a game is only as good as the amount of fun each person has with it. And our outlooks may change or be questioned, but our experiences will never change from good to bad, and our memories and nostalgia should decide what we liked and didn't like. One big thing I've been hearing a lot of people talk about lately is how Sonic Adventure 2 wasn't as good as we remembered, and many people who loved the game have suddenly changed their minds about it just because someone says they should. You want to say that nobody really cared for the treasure hunting levels in Sonic Adventure 2, or the mech levels? That's ridiculous. Maybe they weren't as fun as the running levels, but we can't let other people tell us what we liked and didn't like. Each person can speak for themselves. If you never really cared for those levels and are just now realizing it, then good for you, but don't tell other people what to think. Tell them to take a look back for themselves. Maybe they'll feel the same way, but people who did genuinely enjoy them may go and ruin their memories of things that they loved if you make them think that's what they should do, and that they should think exactly how you do. This applies in many aspects of life, or any game, or anything that you may like or dislike. In the end, keep questioning how good things are, and don't take things for granted, but just be sure that you're telling both sides of the story, and of course tell people what you think, not what they should think. You may end up ruining good memories for impressionable people.
This makes me think, maybe there were a lot of games that people didn't like that still have a lot of fun to be had with them.
Possibly.
So I think I know what I'll do now. My first video will be, is Sonic 06 the best Sonic game after all?
Oh, no, don't do that.
I don't know, I think you could compete with Sonic 3.
Whether it has a chance or not, if you didn't want to go and do prank videos because of the danger with that, you're in a lot more danger doing this.
Nobody's gonna shoot me for my opinion on a Sonic game.
No, much worse. You'll be targeted by internet haters. Hey guys, Peter here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know why or how I can improve. If you think this video is worthy, sharing it to your social medias would be muchly appreciated. If you're new to the channel, I upload new videos like this almost every day, so feel free to subscribe if you're interested in that sort of thing. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I leave you with this music from my channel's music provider, DJ BassFox28. You can check out his channel in the description or by clicking the annotation to the left.